According to the pro-Kremlin pollster FOM, the majority of Russians, 53%, consider the threat of nuclear war real, with most believing the main threat is coming from the United States. Some 39% of Russians do not believe in an impending nuclear war with the West. But in the age bracket from 46 to 60 years old, some 63% of Russians consider the threat of nuclear war both real and imminent. Since Russia's forcible takeover of Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula in 2014, relations between Moscow and the West have deteriorated and, today,
here on this inauguration day of 2021, that already has tied to it a lot of crazy stuff, but let's just talk about some of the official process that's going to go down here today. Trump will not be at this event in D.C. He will be in Florida, and he will not be handing off this nuclear football, so to speak, to Biden. This is this black briefcase, oddly shaped, about 45 pounds, and this is the command and control for the country in terms of its nuclear arsenal. Now, a military aide carrying this remains physically close to the president at all times, ready to launch a well-rehearsed command and control, if you will, of going into action, war, or responding. Now, for the first time, an outgoing president, Trump, will not hand this off to the incoming president. Typically, this takes place at the inauguration at the U.S. Capitol around noon. Trump's going to be in Florida. So this is going to go down differently. There are multiple footballs. Basically, multiple bags here. One's with Trump, and he will have possession and control of this up till 11:59 a.m. on Wednesday. Then his football will be deactivated, so to speak. They said that the other football was activated the night before, so actually, as I'm speaking, or already, the one that will be given to Biden is already active, or activated.
Hey, Shalom. All praises, glory, honor, and the fears to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash, and double honors to elders and apostles, GMS, and great millstones, citation to you, elect true lively stones, who house of David in these last days being rebuilt, and standing upon your feet, having your loins girded about with truth, and sounding the alarm, man, holding on peace and holding back your sword not from blood. And basically going into this movie, that video of how war between Russia and the West, all right, Esau versus Esau, Egyptian against Egyptian, is fastly approaching. And you just had this movie surface on Netflix called Outside the Wire, which I highly recommend you brothers to go check out. You know, spoiler alert, but you know, you got two main characters, both Jakes, and basically through the spirit, you know, basically one symbolized the elect, you know, the Lord's battle axe and weapon of war. As Yahushua is known as the King of Terrors, we're known as Prince of Terror. But then you got another Jake character, soldier, and he was basically like a coon, you know. So their names was Leo and Hob. And getting into it, Leo basically means lion, alright, from Latin Leo meaning lion. Alright. And this guy, he was like a captain. He was highly ranked, and he wasn't normal, you know. He was literally only 5 years old because he was like a super soldier, you know. And the other guy's name, his name was Harp, which that's pretty heavy too, because harp is like a, you know, is a stringed instrument, right? And it's gonna say we have piped unto you, but you have not listened, so on and so forth. And also, you know, harp, like they have the HAARP, which is the high frequency active auroral research program, which they say that they can you know, help bring and control weather, you know, weather weaponry, so they say, if you do your study on it, right? HAARP is a target of conspiracy theorists who claim that it is capable of weaponizing weather, right? This says that on Wikipedia. Going into it, alright, basically Hap. All right, he's a very high level drone pilot. You know, just sits somewhere in Nevada and it's like playing a video game. He's just flying over where war's breaking out and he draws bombs, man. And he had a high proficiency rate. He was like 99%. So they didn't kill him. They didn't like throw him in jail because he was of high value. Instead, they debased him and made him, do this mission. But Leo, Lion, the machine basically deceived him. Acting like he was trying to take out a high-level Russian threat, but really the threat was America and Esau. And then Harp, he basically saved the day by killing Leo. Symbolic of 2/3 in the leg. And 2/3 they fight against us. Even you guys knew the truth, you come against us. That's why it's a very heavy moment to take heed of your friends and separate from your enemies. So let me read this precept real quick. In Isaiah 49, because if you have the truth, man, you gotta be using it, man. Especially in these times, man. This has to come first, everything else has to come after. To hell this goddamn place. So let me check this out. Isaiah 49, and we'll start verse 1. Listen, O isles, unto me, and hearken ye people from far. The Lord hath called me from the womb. So you have to be called from the womb. Just as Jeremiah, the Lord told Jeremiah, I knew thee before thou was even put in the womb. So it's all about what spirit a man is in, especially in these times, man. From the bowels of my mother hath he made mention of my name. Verse 2, the point. He hath made my mouth like a sharp sword, and in the shadow of his hand he hath hid me, and made me a polished shaft, and his quiver hath hidden me. So it's all about being hidden in the Lord. It says, and said unto me, thou art my servant, O Israel, in whom I will be glorified. And the Lord's getting ready to avenge us upon this evil kingdom, man. Let's go to Revelation 18 and 20. It says, rejoice over her, thy heaven, and your holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you of her on her. And with all these doctrines of devils and all this deceit, we know that we're at the end, man. Without a shadow of a doubt. Alright, this is 2nd Ezra 12, 31. And the lion, which the lion is going into Yahweh Shai. When you go to Revelation 5, we'll go to it right now. Revelation 5 and verse 5. And one of the elders saith unto me, weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. See, and just like the 7 seals, the 7 trumpets about to sound, and this kingdom is about to be our kingdom of our Lord. It says, and the lion whom thou sawest rising up out of the wood, and roaring, and speaking to the eagle, and rebuking her for her unrighteousness with all the words which thou hast heard. This is anointed, which the highest hath kept for them, and for their wickedness unto the end. He shall reprove them, and shall upbraid them with their cruelty. Says, for he shall set them before him alive in judgment, and shall rebuke them and correct them. And that's why you go to Revelation, even those that have pierced the Lord shall see him. So they're going to be brought back here for this final showdown, man. Revelation 1 in verse 1 and 7, behold, he cometh with clouds, the chariots, man, UFOs, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierce him, and all kings of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, amen. And these are the times we're in this movie. It's heavy, man. Alright, Outside the Wire, definitely go and check it out. And it's based in 2036, which Logan won't out here by then, but they have like machine soldiers, And the thing about Leo is that he was a special one. He could feel other people's emotions. He could sense what was going on. but he was only 5 years old, and that's symbolic of the elect. You know, when you go to Ezra's, second Ezra's 5, it talks about how children of 1 year old shall speak eloquently, which you have to be born again. So when you come into this truth, you basically it's like a refresh, you know, and then you start over again. And that's why it's very important you don't turn back into iniquity. So let me bring this out in Ezra's real quick. Second Ezra's 5. Let me see. Shall speak. And then I gotta get going, man. Okay, 6. Alright, second Ezra 6, Slaki. Second Ezra 6 and verse 18. We'll probably close out here. And it said, in fact, 16. And why? You know what, 15? Whew, you know what, damn. Verse 13. So he answered and said unto me, stand up upon thy feet, and hear a mighty sounding voice, and it shall be as it were a great motion, but the place where thou standest shall not be moved. Right, the Lord will keep the feet of his saints. And therefore when it speaketh, be not afraid, for the word is of the end, and the foundation of the earth is understood. And why? Because the speech of these things trembleth and is moved. For it knoweth that the end of these things must be changed. So we're in the time of the change, man. So you have to be able to adapt and go with the motions of the Lord. Verse 17. And it happened that when I had heard it, I stood up upon my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sound of it was like the sound of many waters. And that's the sound of the Lord, the sound of the trumpet. All right, and we're the ones that took heed. And we're now sounding that alarm. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them. But they be that have heard unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of silence shall be fulfilled, and when the time of the fulfillment of everything, man, brothers, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. These are all signs of the end, man. Now you have, this is the first time they're not passing off the quote-unquote nuclear football the right way. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together, right? And all eyes shall see him, even they that pierced him, even you guys that betrayed him and that murdered Yahushua and murdered the prophets, even you. Here's a point, verse 21, and we're going to close out here. And the children of a year old, you see, shall speak with their voices. The woman with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. And that's times the end, man. John, the book of John. Yeah, here's it here. John 5:21. For as the Father raiseth up the dead and quickeneth them, even so the Son quickeneth whom he will. John 6:39. And this is the Father's will which hath sent me, that of all which he hath given me I should lose nothing, but should raise it up again at the last day. So we're being raised up with him, with the Lord. The Lord will exalt the Lord, the lowly, and the lowly is going to, in addition to Esther 2:11, the light and the sun rose up, and the lowly were exalted and devoured the glorious. So we're about to devour the proud, you know. But yeah, man, this movie was really heavy, outside the wire. Alright, in the near future, a drone pilot sent into a war zone finds himself paired up with a top secret android officer on a mission to stop a nuclear attack, you see. But Leo which was a top secret Android officer, he basically turned on the government. He turned on America, the bad one, the great, which is heavy. He said, why? Because see, the drone pilot, the reason why he was had to go through this is because he disobeyed a captain's order to hold back his sword, basically. But by doing that, he killed 2 Marines, but he saved 38. So Leo was like, alright, I'm gonna kill millions of people, but I'm gonna save billions in the process. He's on a higher level. Yeah, brothers, go check that out, man. All praise the Lord on Fadi How, Bashim Al Shai, Bashim Al Kakwadash, Wa, Ababa Bo,